Good morning. I hope you can hear me. If you can, awesome. So, good morning, good morning. We are Saturday 10th, 2024. Just another day in paradise. Woo! Anyways, um, I will say I have I still problems with the cross chain, and so I decided to take a little break from it. And instead, I decided to work on another project, which is still within the realm of Stellargate, and I hope that everything was fine. So we have right now the mini game, obviously that I have to finish, and we have the another surprise one that is related to the solar system. So that one we are working on as of 2 weeks ago. Okay, and we are testing waters with the technology of ICP because we don't know how much it's going to allow us to do with blockchain technology, right? So it's I would say it's not a mini game, but rather the foundation for what is to come in regards to strategy. Mini game of the tanks is obviously a mini game, but we'll still lay the groundwork for something extra in the future. And we have the 3D, which is obviously also foundation for the future. But we've noticed something, and that is that we cannot just kind of straightforward jump into 3D, or at least I don't think we should, not yet, um, because it takes more resources to do that. I think so. Yeah, that will take a little bit of time. So yeah, if everything goes well with the minigame transition and and the other foundation that I'm talking about, then everything's gonna be amazing. So I hope that we get to finish that ASAP. I did put a time limit of about 60 days, starting from August the 1st. So let's hope that it can be done within that time. It should be less time consuming compared to doing a 3D game. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Um, I think it's gonna be fun, and I think it's gonna be kind of cool, to be honest. So we'll see how that works. Um, yeah. So aside from that, so like I said, the problems were really just cross chain technology. I took a little break and started working on some other stuff yesterday, and today I don't know yet. I might try to tackle a little bit because sometimes when the problem is just too much, it's good to kind of switch to another um, project within the same project. In this case, is Stellargate, and then just come back and see if you know what the problem is. So yeah, I will make sure to fix that. So that's that, and then so we come now to the present. So present, I'm working on the secret project, kind of like logic thinking, and I'm also working on kind of bringing over the minigame to the new technology. I thought that it wasn't going to happen because Monday was supposed to be the contract, but it looks like it might be. So I'm not sure. We'll see. If it is going through, then we're looking at a very, very interesting technology that should be a challenge to AWS and will be the focal point of such projects. So let's hope for the best. Other than that, um, I guess future as of right now, still looking to work on the cross chain, still looking to work on the mini game. But I guess an add-on will be to deploy the minigame not with an AWS server, but with the new technology and our future partners, which I hope they declare soon, and we will declare our future partners as well. So I'm just waiting for the contract, and then we should be good to go. Uh, yeah. So aside from that, I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do with that technology, and it might be really cool to see how everyone kind of sees that happening, right? Because I think it's gonna be pretty cool. So, anyways, it might look like we have to switch a little bit the minigame sessions, but that will come in soon. All right. Other than that, as always, gotta bring the government, gotta bring the merchant offices. Merchant offices should be fairly easier, to be honest, than what it was, because what is this called in ICP? Everything's easier. It's just the cross chain that is gonna take probably a little bit. But the good thing about this is that we can update the code on ICP. So if for whatever reason I feel like we need to update, we could theoretically update the code and then allow for later sessions to do the cross-chain minting. So we have options. Okay, we are more flexible than just deploying on Ethereum and any EVM chain in that respect. So I don't see a problem with that. And I've been looking at everything and how I can section it so that we can fulfill our goals. So that's everything that I'm working on. Let's hope that everything goes well and that we have absolutely no problems. We'll see. Other than that, AI side, I haven't really updated because that's not my priority right now. I'm waiting for again a micro LLM or a micro LM model to pop up. I'm not sure if it will. If it does, then great, we can use it. If not, well, there's no point in me wasting resources on something that I just don't believe it will work. So when the time comes, we will use this micro LM for battle. Just I don't think we should do that now. Because somebody mentioned in another group that I'm in that there's this cool AI. There are so many models, and I just don't believe in them, to be honest. There's one that I truly do believe in, and that one will just take time, I guess, to release. And if it doesn't within the next 3 months or so, then I guess we have to look at other models. But I'm pretty sure within that time frame, or even looking into 2025, we might be looking at a much better model. So I don't know. I think in regards to AI, we can wait. There's no problem with waiting on AI. Right now, the focal point is to do a small recap. Make sure that the secret project is A1, good to go within the span of 2 months. Mini game, if once we get the contract and we sign it, that we are good to go within a couple weeks actually. Then third of all is to do the migration of RA tokens, CIT tokens, cross chain fixed, and do the what is this one called? The government and the merchant office, and bring the passports also. We gotta bring the passports, but I'm not sure if we are going to do it as NFTs because in the ICP, people want to do stuff as NFTs, but I just don't see the point in doing an NFT for a passport because it's kind of soul bound. So we could just literally do something else for that. I think NFTs are intuitive and inherently to blockchains that are non-ICP, which makes a lot of sense. But ICP, it's literally almost like a computer, basically. So for us to limit the capabilities of ICP as an NFT and viewing things as NFTs, it might not be something that we really want to do because we can do things much better. Okay, so I don't think passports will be NFTs. Now, if I talk about tanks, resources, and all of this, that might have to, if people want to trade them outside of Stellargate. But the thing is that we shouldn't allow for that to happen because the moment that things are traded outside of Stellargate, we come to issues with the economic system that was planned for Stellargate. So, and this is something that I actually thought about, I think yesterday, the day before yesterday, that actually I remember right now, which is if we were to allow for people to use whatever token to buy and sell assets, it might not be useful for us when we have problems in the outside world of Stellargate, Because if for whatever reason the token then goes and plummets, then we're going to have issues with that in the game. So right now we have a free market economy, but we cannot have a free market economy if the economy that we're using is not stellar gates, right? Like let's say for example, we use I don't know, we let people trade the stuff outside of Stellargate, and they want to trade them on I don't know, on like let's say OpenSea, but OpenSea on ICP. Okay, and so that means they can use whatever token they want to use to sell them at, I suppose, or use ICP or other tokens that are approved by the marketplace. And so this inherently brings a problem because you know, instead of using the tokens in game and to stay everything in game, they will cause basically volatility with other tokens that are not inherently coming over from Stellargate, and that do not revolve around our economy. So that's inherently a problem. So think about it. I was thinking about it heavily, and I just don't think we will use other tokens other than Ra or TAS. Okay, CIT, let's remember that should not be used for trading assets because that was not the purpose, and I don't think that will be the purpose. I just don't believe CIT should be used for that. But Ra and TAS should be used for trading of assets. So yeah, if we, I think in the future we will have a marketplace, but will be only a marketplace for Stellargate items. Okay, it makes the most sense. We have more control over what we can do with the market. We have more control over what, you know, how people can trade, and we have more control overall for everyone in the game to not be affected by outside factors. Okay, there's things that we can do with the economy that we cannot do if we allow for other tokens to be used. Okay, so thinking that and bringing that into account, I think that's the best solution to do for now. Right now, there comes another issue too, and let's say we have NFTs in other chains, right? Because right now we're only looking at ICP, but we need to expand to our Patreon base and, you know, all the chains that we want to go to. So how will that work? So at that point, we will have to do NFTs, right? So in ICP, we don't need to. There's no need for NFTs. Truly, there's none. But once we come outside of ICP, then we will have NFTs. But we're going to put a condition that they can only be traded with TAS. Everything as of right now, my workflow is the following. Everything that is an ICP can be traded with Ra or TAS. Everything outside of ICP can only be traded with TAS. Why? Because the current model has placed 10,000 Ra into ICP, okay? And via the merchant offices, you should be able to mint TAS tokens outside of ICP to other chains. This allow us to make sure that Ra is secure, okay? And at the same time, gives flexibility to expand to other chains, okay? Now, I think this is the best solution. And then when we talk about NFTs, let's say you want to bring some data, I will call it data. You want to bring data from ICP to another chain, let's say a tank, okay? And you want to do a trade on that chain. Then we will basically allow for people to bring that to mint the NFT on that chain and hold the one on ICP, for example, right? That will be the case used for that. And so once that happens, okay, again, the marketplace that we're looking at, all right, will only be used with TAS outside of ICP. So that means, and that will probably mean that we cannot have the NFTs on a regular marketplace. So if people are looking to trade them outside with, let's say, OpenSea and all these places, it will not happen. I don't think it can happen, because if people trade them in OpenSea or any of those marketplaces, then we have again the same issue of like people using other tokens to do it, and that's inherently a problem. So again, I think at that point we're just going to expand the marketplace from ICP, and allow for trading of assets in other chains to be done via the controller Nina system on ICP. I think that's the best course of action for people who want to mint outside. So that means that you have possession of the data outside of ICP. That means that you can trade it outside of ICP, if you want to, right? So there shouldn't be a problem with that, okay? And the beautiful thing again, you can mint tasks on the chains that we support, and you can do your operations if for the chain that you want to, right? This helps us in case whatever happens on one chain, you can switch to another, and you won't have an issue, right? The same thing, for tasks, just as NFTs, people can do trading and there won't be an issue. So we're flexible thanks to tasks, and we're not even counting the fact that CIT obviously will allow for intrinsic value transfers between chains that the game might not be deployed to. So if you want to go from one chain to another, okay, and it's a chain that the game is not deployed on, we want to expand to as many chains as possible. So CIT will just be that. Basically, if you want to move your value from one place to another, and you don't trust any other tokens, or you don't want to use another token and you want to use our own secure bridge, then you can do so freely. Just go ahead and use the services provided by Stellargate, and you should be okay. So we will only use the ones that are approved, obviously, by ICP, because I truly do trust ICP a lot, actually. Their encryption systems and the fact of how they work, the main team, I think it's very, very good. So that's the only reason why I'm willing to put all the RA into ICP, and to use the bridge system via ICP to do all the things that we want to do. So trust me when I say I think it's a very good technology. So I think we're super early by using them, and I think it will be fruitful for us to continue to use them, and to expand to other chains. So like I said, if anything goes wrong, we will have tasks on other chains for those people who mint them. There will be other dexes that will trade tasks, obviously, that can create pools for it. So this is where the whole ICR comes into place, where we use the ICR funds to mint task tokens across different chains. So ICR is very important in the way that, like I've been using it, we can sell tokens in case of emergency, which right now we are kind of waiting to deploy. So I'm using those funds. But once we have tasks rolling with the merchant offices, all those tokens should be placed to be pledged so that we can create task tokens, which is inflation, which again helps the team, helps the economy, everything. And then obviously the SPA, looking at the government itself, they will have their own RA. If they want to place their RA into the merchant office so that they can generate tasks, they can do so. Flexibility of the government system as well, which is very good, right? So yeah, anyways, that's basically it for today, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I discussed a lot about our strategies and everything that is to come. We have to be flexible. I don't want to be stagnant. We can be stagnant, but if we're stagnant and we're set on one thing, we will already be failing, because that's how crypto works. Okay, and this is from 3 years ago. Some people, like I said, some people might think that, oh my god, he's switching, he's doing things. It has to be done, because if I were to be stuck 3 years ago, that would have been the end of Stellargate, and we wouldn't be here where we are now. So we have to adapt. We have to recognize flaws and also things that we can do, so we can progress. Because that's the point of this project. We don't want to be stagnant. We don't want to be a project that just gets money and then leaves. We want to be a project that adapts and progresses and builds and continues to build, so that everyone can benefit from the wonderful technologies that we are creating. Okay, so hopefully soon will come our time where we are recognized widely. Um, but again, right now, since we're switching for BSC, we basically have like nothing right now deployed, basically. So yeah, just a little bit more time, and we'll be good to go. And this is not even talking about Saturn, because Saturn will be expanded to multi-chain. So just remember that. Just slowly but surely we'll get there. Anyways, thank you very much for watching this live stream, and I will see you tomorrow, same time, 8 a.m. Lima, Peru time. If I don't stream, it's because literally it's the same thing again. So apologies.